Hi everyone, I'm Matt from Look Into Bitcoin, and today we're going to be going over the Whale Shadows chart and how you can use this tool to help improve your Bitcoin investing and analysis. This chart, as well as many others, are all freely available on lookintobitcoin.com, your number one source for Bitcoin information. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to ensure you're receiving all of our content as soon as it's released. So right now, we're just on the Whale Shadows chart on lookintobitcoin.com, also known as the revived supply, and this is looking at Bitcoin transactions made by whales, or those that hold a large amount of Bitcoin that haven't actually moved this Bitcoin in an extended period of time. So right now, if we just look down, we can see on the key here on this Look Into Bitcoin chart, we're currently seeing 7 to 9 year, these pinky purpley lines, and the 10+ year whale transactions on the Bitcoin network. It's also worth mentioning that these transactions aren't just any whale transaction that's taking place from a large Bitcoin wallet that hasn't been used in an extended period of time. This is actually looking specifically at transactions of at least 100 Bitcoins. So very substantial and large and potentially market moving transactions on the Bitcoin network. And what we can see is there is a fairly clear trend that whenever these whale shadows, these whale big, large transactions start to group and occur fairly frequently, this usually precedes a price action peak in Bitcoin, as they're usually trying to maximize their profit returns. They're trying to sell at the highest price possible. So you can really see this grouping up as Bitcoin's price starts to increase fairly substantially. What we can even do, and this will make the chart a little bit messy, is also add the 4 to 5 years and the 5 to 7 years whale shadows. And this way we can actually see pretty much all of the Bitcoin whale transactions of at least 100 BTC on the network. As I said, very messy, but it gives us a good indication when we can see this really grouping of large transactions occurring that this probably is a price action peak occurring in Bitcoin. So for example, here in the 2017 cycle, we can see, just generally looking without getting too specific, that as this white background disappears behind all of these whale shadow transactions, that this was a great area to actually take some profits on your Bitcoin positions. And same in this most recent 2021 cycle, as this starts grouping up and becoming large and significant as lots of transactions are occurring in a fairly short space of time, this actually preceded a price action peak in Bitcoin. But this isn't necessarily always the case. As we can see, these whale shadows transactions, these big on-chain movements happen pretty much all of the time. So why is it really worth taking note when these start bunching up? Because there are many instances where these don't actually occur at price market tops. For example, if we just take into account the most recent 2 bear cycles, the 2018-2019 and the most recent bear cycle we're currently in, we can see as Bitcoin bottomed in this 2018 cycle, there was a huge amount of whale transactions actually at the bottom of Bitcoin price. And similarly here, during the COVID 2020 crash, lots of whales actually were transacting Bitcoin on the network during this time. And again, here, as Bitcoin price bottomed out for the first time at around $30,000 after our first price peak, and now following the FTX collapse we've had in Bitcoin's price, we can see there's been a substantial amount of whale transactions. So these whale transactions don't necessarily mean that a huge Bitcoin price decrease is imminent. If anything, it indicates that there's been a huge turning point in Bitcoin. Of course, it seems that it is more frequent that when these whale transactions are grouped together in a very short space of time, that potentially the market is overheating, but you can't use this chart and indicator alone. This is best used alongside other on-chain metrics we have. So when we can see that the market is potentially overheating and we're getting a huge amount of whale transactions, that is probably a good area to consider taking some profits. But in times like now, when it seems like on-chain metrics are showing that we're in incredibly oversold and potentially discounted BTC areas, whale shadows occurring don't necessarily mean that further downside is coming. Of course, it is a possibility that we have to consider, but these whale transactions usually happen at turning points in the market. So again, it might be worth looking into accumulating BTC at these prices. So just to summarize, the whale shadows chart is showing us when large Bitcoin holders, or whales, move a large portion of their BTC after a long period of time. Whales moving at least 100 BTC for the first time in years can often indicate that these big players, or that are often referred to as smart money as they earn such an excessive amount of Bitcoin and have been trading for an extended period of time, are potentially selling their coins. Previously, instances of multiple whales moving their coins over a very short period of time have occurred prior to big price declines. However, this isn't always the case. On multiple occasions, they've actually marked market bottoms for the Bitcoin price. If anything, these should be looked at and referred to more as interesting turning points in Bitcoin's price rather than impending drawdown periods. If you like this video, then please visit lookintobitcoin.com, where we're trying to democratize Bitcoin data so that everyone, and not just the financial elite, can benefit from this revolutionary new asset class and the data that surrounds it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you can learn about all our other charts and gain even more market insights. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.